At this East London school, there's a real enthusiasm for all things global. It's the result of being twinned with a school in Jamaica. The highlight of the day is a video link with Kingston.
Have you seen any wild animals before?
As more and more schools establish links around the world, this film discovers there can be unexpected benefits for all involved. This may look like playtime, but these children at Godwin Junior School have been making paper aeroplanes as part of an exercise on writing instructions. The idea came directly from their partner school in Jamaica.
One of the first visits that we made to Jamaica was actually to look at issues around raising boys' achievement. And we were quite astonished to see that the lengths that schools had gone to in Jamaica to involve boys, particularly more in the life of the school. But also they really looked at the curriculum they were offering. They looked at ways of engaging more boys and found that one of the more effective ways was to involve them in the activities that they were going to be reading or writing about. So while we were there, for example, we watched the children play a cricket match and then they wrote a report about the match. You guys put a lot more of your effort and energy into something that you've enjoyed doing.
We can do this in 3 steps if we know how many times we need to fold it. Front corners. You've got to, fold.
It was when the London teachers first visited Jamaica in 2002 that they discovered how much the two schools had in common, and that twinning could bring reciprocal benefits.
The biggest thing that we brought back from Jamaica to Godwin School was what are now our school rules, which we call the 4 Cs. It's consideration, cooperation, care and courtesy. And we just found that the courtesy that was accorded to us as visitors, but also that we saw the pupils greeting each other, looking out for each other, any of the adults in a very large campus, was something that we felt we could implement in Godwin.
So I want you to start off with a visualisation. So close your eyes and we're going to start thinking about Jamaica.
At Godwin, Jamaica features regularly in lessons.
What can you see?
It's an opportunity for the children to use their imagination and share their own experiences.
In Jamaica, I saw a coconut tree and a tropical tree.
I remember drinking lots of coconut water when I was in Jamaica. Yes. Joshua.
I was in the village and I saw people helping out with the crops.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Which crop might they have been helping out with?
Corn.
Corn, you think, to make bread? Good idea.
Plantains.
Plantain.
I don't know, but I ate it before.
You've eaten it before. What did it taste like?
Nice.
Nice. What does it look like? Oh, go on, Emerson, for you.
Plantains like this. It's like a banana, but it's really bigger and harder.
Right,
and you can cut it up and fry it.
Fry it, well done. Actually, I think the international dimension, the international strategy, brings lots of children in who perhaps aren't engaged by other strategies or other methods.
So you want to find out more information?
But what the children look forward to most is the video link with Jamaica. Today it's the turn of Year 6, and they're preparing some questions.
I want you to find the similarities to the children here, to the similarities to the children in Jamaica, and the differences.
Pretend you don't know me, pretend you're on the other side of the world, and I ask you all these questions. What things do you love about Jamaica?
I like Jamaica because it's really warm and the playground is really big.
So I move on to the next person. What is your favourite food?
My favourite food has to be jerk chicken.
What we feel in a city school, in London in particular, is it's the future of the children that's very important. I mean, they will be the citizens in not so distant future, and we think it's really important that they start to reach out to other parts of the world where they may not have links, or if they do, that we look to how the young people are going to work together in the future years.
Hi, this is Mr. Bardwell. We're about to start...
The video link's working, and both groups of children can now see each other. But the line's a bit crackly.
To go to a different country?
Yes.
And which one would that be?
That would be America.
Have you got any questions?
What's your favorite sport?
Mine's, well, I don't really have a favourite sport, but I do like swimming a lot, yeah. Do you have a favourite sport?
Football, actually.
That's nice. Does your school participate in outdoor school activities? Would you like to play in the Olympics when you're older?
Sure, yes.
What sports would you like to play?
Football. What do you like most about school?
I like that I get to see my friends and play with my friends.
I like that too.
Okay.
If you're learning about it in like geography, like their country, you get to ask them questions and you find out more. So instead of just reading it out of a book, you actually find it out yourself.
I like that Manor Heights is the same as England, but they do things differently, but they still are the same. Instead of just like thinking what might be different, you can actually find out what is different. I wish that they would come one day to Godwin to see how we live.
Twinning isn't just for inner city schools. Farringdon Community College in rural Oxfordshire is twinned with Kaizo Hill in Uganda. The two schools have been working on a joint project about food sustainability.
Our food in the UK differs from Uganda's in that most of ours comes from abroad. However, Uganda doesn't have this problem. The majority of their food comes from Uganda itself or close neighbouring countries like Kenya or the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Pawpaw and avocado.
In this food technology class, 2 Year 13 students who've been to Uganda are talking about the diet.
Mitoki, a type of banana.
It's one of Uganda's main staple foods, like potatoes are in the United Kingdom.
Usually prepared by steaming in the skins, can be then mashed.
And a huge bunch, like one of these, costs around 2,000 Ugandan shillings, which is the equivalent of about 70p.
It is only the steam that makes it ready. The steam, the hot steam, not the water itself.
3 Ugandans are visiting Farringdon, all for the first time. Nelson is a student at Kaizo Hill. Ambrose is a history teacher. And James teaches business studies.
Well, something this one came from London, yeah. No, this one is removed.
Mm-hmm. Centre is removed.
Like an apple.
Yeah, a bit like an apple. Yeah. Good.
Slowly. Reminds me of fish again. Oh, it doesn't really have a smell, does it? Smell it.
And then sometimes this one, after doing
like the twin primaries, these secondary schools also believe they can learn from each other.
We've taken students to Uganda, and I've seen them come back from Uganda, and suddenly they're aware of the issues that places like Africa have to face in this competitive global economy. So when my students come back and start talking about where am I going to buy the clothes and what impact has that had on the developing world, where do we buy the food we eat? Because part of our project was looking at food miles. When we look at the food we eat, it comes from all around the world. When we go to Uganda, we see actually all of their food is locally grown. We think organic's a big thing here. All their food is organic. That's the natural way we live. And we start to recognise perhaps we have it wrong and our Ugandan friends have it right.
Yes.
The students who went to Uganda last year found it very different from what they'd expected.
On the news, I think you just get really the bad things, like all the poverty and things like that. The media don't give out anything but that, really. And we go and you see the good sides of it as well. I mean, in the city, it was a really nice place, completely contrasting to what you get on the news. We got to know lots of students, and we took 5 of them on safari with us as well when we went. So we got to know them really well because we had very long bus trips. So we got chatting with them and got to know all about them and things, so that was good.
Talking to them about relationships, a lot of them were surprised that, we'd have boyfriends and, it's okay for people to sort of kiss in public or whatever. And over there, it's sort of really frowned upon. And
we got asked, is it okay to take boys back to your house and stuff? And we said, yeah, that's usually fine. And then they were shocked at that. They would never be allowed to do that kind of thing.
I got asked what my worst sexual experience was, because they talk about it quite openly over there because AIDS is a big issue.
After going to Uganda, it's been more like I've been able to see, although maybe they don't have as many material goods as us, and as many, fantastic, they can't go on holiday as much as us and things like that. They've got a sense of pride and happiness, and they're so warm.
Nelson, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
The Ugandan teachers are keen to see as much of the school as possible, so they can think about what might work in their school.
Look, a little display about female engineers, just to encourage females to enter engineering. Women that are engineers and are at the peak of their profession, and that's what that's about.
The visitors feel they've benefited from their trip to the UK. It's boosted their confidence.
It removes this kind of inferiority complex sometimes, because in Africa it's common. You have people trying to take the Britishers, if they are very untouched, they are not like us. And yet when we have interacted with them, we have found that we are almost the same people.
One of the things they often talk to me about is that we do a lot of work which helps students develop skills, not just knowledge, but skills. In Uganda, most of their lessons and most of their classroom experience is just based on knowledge. And I think they feel, especially for the development of the Ugandan economy, that knowledge isn't actually what they want.
Both the schools featured in this film have gained recognition for their work by achieving the DFES International School Award. And both schools believe the key to a successful twinning is building strong and long-lasting relationships.
The more you relate with the people you're twinning with, the more your activities are going to work and the more the relationship develops and therefore your project develops. Someone in Uganda, for instance, is a long way away and it's very easy for the communications to fall by the wayside. So you've got to have something which is an impetus for it to continue. And that does boil down to relationships, getting to know people, they become your friends. When they're your friends, then you want to communicate with them.